Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Jessica and this is an hour-long flow class. So we are going to take things just a little bit slower, taking our time to find our way into our poses and really exploring the poses, finding what feels good. So if you join me on your mat in a comfortable, easy seated position, whatever feels good for you, legs can be crossed or extended out. You can be up on a block or down on the floor. Whatever feels best, and we'll get started. So after you found your way down onto your mat, starting to feel into the hips, so feeling that grounding, that heaviness down through the hips. And from that downward press, you get a return of energy back up through the spine, finding a little bit more length. And then softening the shoulders down onto your back and closing the eyes. Or if that doesn't feel good, just softening the gaze down towards the floor. And allowing yourself this moment to notice. So starting with your environment, noticing the sounds around you. Maybe from outside the room that you're in. The sounds from inside the room that you're in. The sounds that are coming from your mat. Noticing the sensations on the skin. So from the gentle press of the support, the mat beneath you, to the air that blows across your skin. Noticing any smells that your nose might be picking up. Noticing any tastes that might be in your mouth. Noticing any colors or light filtering in through your eyelids. And noticing the breath. Not trying to change or control the breath, but just allowing it to slow down and smooth out. And starting to create a little bit more space for the breath down into the belly, allowing it to fill you up on the next inhale. And then empty out as you exhale, feeling the belly gently pull in towards the spine. A few more of these slow, deep breaths, allowing each cycle to be a little bit slower, a little bit deeper than the last. And really getting comfortable with the breath, enjoying the sensations of this slow belly breath. If you want to bring Ujjayi Pranayama into your practice here, you can, of course, do that. If not, just sticking with these slower belly breaths. And we always start with the breath and getting comfortable with it because it is this breath that's going to guide us through the movement in our practice. So noticing during your practice that if you ever lose this connection to the breath, you can find a resting pose, child's pose, tabletop, downward facing dog, whatever it might be for you. Regain this connection, this comfortable, slower breath, and then rejoin the movement portion of the practice when you're ready. And also knowing that everything I say is simply a suggestion. You are the master of your own body. You know your body best out of anyone. No one knows you exactly the way you do. So if there's anything that I suggest that doesn't feel right or feel good, find a modification if you know one that would feel better, or just find your way back to your downward facing dog or child's pose and reconnect this slow, deep breath, because the breath is the practice. We'll find 3 more slow, deep breaths here. Seeing if you can soften into the hips, soften into the shoulders with every exhale. Using the inhale to find a little bit more length through the spine, a little bit more expansion through the belly. And then taking this moment to set your intention. So your intention can be a word or a phrase, something that has some meaning to you. Or it can be simply the thought of gratitude towards someone or something in your life. During the more chaotic moments in life, such as this past week has been for me, my intention has been this week, the mantra, I am here. So that when my brain starts to scatter off into the future full of uncertainties, or into the past, maybe into some regrets, I simply bring it back to this focal point, this intention, a reminder that, nope, right now I am here in this present moment. But whatever your intention is, bringing it into your mind's eye, creating that crystal clear image. And we'll seal it in by bringing the hands together at heart center. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Slow exhale out. One more deep inhale. And slow exhale out. You can gently blink the eyes open. And the next inhale sweeps the arms up to the sky, finding length through the sides of the body. Reaching one arm up a little bit longer and then the other, finding just a little bit more length. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, clear your space. Inhale, gather it up, reach it up long. Exhale, bring it back down. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, bring the right hand down next to you. Left arm reaches up and over, pressing down into the hand on the ground so both hips stay rooted. Next, inhale, start to open the heart up towards the sky. The top hand can start to reach behind you a little bit. Gaze turns up. Exhale, turn it all the way down to the right side of the mat or of your body. Inhale, reach it up to center, grow long. Exhale, over to the left. So again, rooting down into the hand on the ground, both hips press down into the earth. As you inhale, start to open the heart up towards the sky. And as you exhale, close it down towards the earth. Inhale, sweep it up to center. Exhale, right. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, close. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, left. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, right. Open on the inhale. Close as you exhale. Sweep it up to center. And over to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep it up, find center. And we're going to rotate the belly button towards the right knee. Left hand can come onto that knee, and the right hand comes right behind the hips. Keeping the spine long, you're still pressing down through the hips, so keep that back hand really light. You should be able to lift that back hand and it not change the pose for you. Use the next inhale to find a little bit more length up through the spine, and as you exhale, soften into this twist. Gaze might start to look over that back shoulder if that feels good in your neck. And the hand that's on the knees, we're going to leave it there. The back hand sweeps up to center, and then we're going to cross it over to the opposite knee. Use the knees to start to press the hands down and apart. Feel the arms press into each other and push the heart back in between the shoulder blades. Chin can tuck to the chest. So you feel that rounding into the back. The shoulder blades separate on your back, and you breathe into that space. Identify your right hand. We're going to leave it on the knee. The left hand reaches up, lengthen. Exhale, rotate to the left. Left hand comes behind the hips. Next inhale finds a little bit more length, still pressing down through those hips. Exhale, softens into the twist. Gaze can start to look over the back shoulder again if that feels good in your neck. And then the hand on the knee stays where it is. Back arm reaches up to center. Exhale it over to the opposite knee. And again, we're pressing the knees down so the hands reach apart, press the arms into each other. Heart presses back into the shoulders as they separate. Chin can tuck, and we breathe into that space on the back. Next inhale, sweeps it up. Palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we're going to bring the feet out in front of us. The knees are bent. Fingertips come behind you. Fingertips point towards your hips. We're just going to inhale, float the hips up, find a little reverse table. Exhale, soften it back down. And again, inhale, float the hips up. Exhale, soften down. 2 more. Inhale, float it up. Exhale, soften down. And on this inhale, float it back up. If you need to lower right back down, you can do that. Or find one more breath here, maybe starting to shift your knees forward over your toes, feeling that stretch in the arms and the shoulders. And then exhale, float it down. We're going to swing the legs around behind us, coming to our tabletop. So stacking the hips over the knees, shoulders over the wrists, spread the fingertips wide, gripping down into the mat, finding a couple cat-cows. So as you inhale, drop the belly down, tailbone lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, arch the back, press the ground away from you. Inhale, drop the belly, find that cow. Exhale, arch the back. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, noticing in. 1 more, inhale. How does it feel in your spine, in your shoulders? Exhaling. Inhale, neutral spine. Extend the right leg behind you. Push out through the heel, pull in through the toes. Notice into your core and see if you can gently pull the belly in. Not the belly to the spine, but the belly halfway in, just hugging it in gently. And then maybe the left arm reaches forward and you find your balance. Breathing here. Finding a little bit more extension on the inhales, a little bit more grounding, stability on the exhales. Find 1 more inhale. As you exhale, lower the hand down, tuck the right toes behind you and start to press out through that heel, pushing your weight back. Feeling the stretch along the back of the leg. And then left knee stays where it is, but we're going to swing the left foot out to the left, creating a kickstand. Roll to the inside edge of the right foot. Right arm reaches up to the sky, modified side plank. And you can stay here opening up, or maybe that right foot lifts, floating hip height. Maybe that knee bends and you grab onto the foot with the hand, and then start to press the foot back, opening the heart, pressing the hips forward. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, lower the hand, lower the knee. Cow pose as you inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, arch the back. And again, inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, arch the back. Inhale, neutral spine. We're going to find it on the other side. So left leg extends behind you. Push out through the heel, pull in through the toes. Notice into that core, gently pulling the belly in. Right arm reaches forward. And we breathe here in this balance. Finding a little bit more extension, pushing out through that back heel, reaching through the fingertips. One more inhale. Lower the hand, tuck the left toes behind you, push out through the heel, pushing your weight back, feeling the stretch along the back of the leg. And then we're going to leave the right knee where it is. Just swing the foot out to the right, turn to the inside edge of the left foot. Left arm reaches up towards the sky, opening up into your modified side plank. Feel that broadness through the chest. And then maybe the left foot lifts up to hip height. Maybe the knee bends and you grab onto the foot and gently start to press the foot back behind you, opening the chest, pressing the hips forward. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, lower it down, tabletop. Inhale to your cow. Exhale, cat. One more, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral spine. We're going to take a moment to notice into the hip crease, how it's bent at a 90-degree angle with the knees directly underneath the hips. Step the feet back, find your plank. And then drop the knees, find your half plank. So now the knees are way behind the hips and the hip crease is flat. Turn the eyes of the elbows forward so that when you bend into the elbows, they stay pointing behind you, hugged into the body. Soften the shoulders onto the back, grounding down through the fingertips. Feel the tailbone reach towards the knees. Take a deep inhale, big breath in. Exhale, slowly bending into the elbows, allowing the chest and the hips to hit the mat at the same time. As you inhale, float the heart up. Feel the shoulder blades pull together behind you. Feel the tailbone reaching towards the heels so the core stays engaged. Exhale, soften it down. Big breath in as you press yourself back up to that half plank. And exhale, push it back, child's pose. Taking a slow cycle of breath here. And then flowing with the breath. Inhale, half plank. Exhale, chaturanga, lower it down. Inhale, baby cobra, float the heart. Exhale, soften. Half plank as you inhale, push it up strong. Exhale, child's pose. And again, inhale, half plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, float the heart. Exhale, soften. Half plank as you inhale. Exhale, child's pose. You can hold it here or one more. Inhale, half plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale. Inhale, push it up. Exhale, push it back, child's pose. And you can separate the knees and allow yourself to settle into this child's pose, finding 3 slow, deep breaths. Next, inhale lifts you up to your tabletop. And we're going to thread the needles. So starting with the right hand, reach it up and open. And as you exhale, thread that arm down and through, lowering the right shoulder onto the mat. And you've got options with that left hand. You can leave it close to the face for stability. You can reach it towards the top of the mat as the tailbone reaches back, finding length. Or you can wrap it around the lower back, opening the heart. And then bringing the left hand back close to the face, press it down into the mat, open back up to the right. Exhale, lower the hand, other side. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, thread it down and through. And you've got those same options. Right hand stays close to the face, reaches towards the top of the mat, finding length, or wraps around the lower back, opening. Bringing the right hand back down close to the face, press it into the earth, open back up to the left. Exhale, tabletop. And we're going to step the feet back, find our plank. And from there, pike the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And you can find any of those little movements that feel good. You can pedal out through the feet, bending into one knee, pressing out through the opposite heel. And then when you're ready, switching it out. Or maybe swaying the hips side to side, or dropping the heels to one corner of the mat and then the other. Or maybe just finding stillness and noticing back into that breath. Noticing into your foundation, your hands, your feet. Gripping down through the fingertips. We can have that tendency to hold our weight in the pinky side of the hand. So see if you can roll the weight towards the thumb side of the hand. Pulling muscle to bone inside the arms, growing strong so that the elbows can soften. So we're not relying on the joints to hold us. And then as you press the ground away, feel the tailbone reach up towards the sky. Knees stay soft. Heels grow heavy towards the ground. Taking 2 more breaths here. As you inhale, bend into the knees, bring the belly close to the thighs. Turn your gaze up between the hands, and as you exhale, walk it forward. Forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. Hands can come to the shins or the thighs, lengthen the spine. Exhale, soften in as you fold. Inhale, sweep it all the way up. Fingertips come together, bring it down, heart center. Inhale, reach it up, grow long. Exhale, fold it back in. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pressing the ground away with the feet as you reach it up. Palms touch, heart center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Half lift. Fold it back in. Inhale, reach the arms up. Palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Reach the arms up, interlace the fingers, release the pointer fingers. Find a little bit more length through the sides of the body as you inhale, and then we're going to reach the fingertips over to the right. You can feel those hips shift over to the left, so all your weight comes to the outside edge of that left foot, and the shoulders soften onto the back. Inhale, reach it back up through center, grow long. Exhale to the other side, and the hips can shift over to the right. Feeling the shoulders soften onto the back. Inhale, bring it back up to center. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, find your plank, high plank or drop the knees, half plank. As you exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, finds your way to your downward facing dog. And we reconnect to the breath here. As you inhale, reach the right leg up behind you. As you exhale, step that foot up in between the hands. If the foot doesn't want to come all the way, you can hook the leg, pop the foot up, help it get there. And we're going to just soften into the hips, turn the gaze forward, the heart reaches forward as you inhale. As you exhale, back foot steps forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, fold it right back in. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, find your plank. Again, high plank or drop the knees, half plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, finds your way to your downward facing dog. And we reconnected with that breath, slowing it down, smoothing it out. And then our next inhale reaches the left leg up behind us. Exhale, step that foot up in between the hands, helping it to get there. And we're softening into the hips, reaching the heart forward, gaze turns forward as you inhale. Exhale, step it forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, fold it back in. Inhale, sweep it up, grow long. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reached up. Exhale, fold it down. Half lift as you inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back. You can flow it through or go straight to your downward facing dog. And then we're going to drop the knees, find our tabletop, and drop the elbows, coming down onto our forearms. And we want to take a quick measure, so making sure that your fingertips wrap all the way around your elbows, because we want the elbows directly underneath the shoulders. And then leaving the elbows there, you can either interlace the hands in front of you or plant the palms so that the wrists are in line with the elbows. And then as you press the ground away down into the elbows, tuck the toes, lift the knees, dolphin pose. So just like our downward facing dog, except now that our forearms are down on the ground. And we're pressing the ground away with the arms. Still feeling those lower ribs hug us in, gently pulling the belly in, engaging the core. And the tailbone reaches up towards the sky. Maybe you come up high onto your heels as you lift that tailbone a little higher, and then gently lower the heels down. You can lift them up again, high up onto the toes, gently lower it down. Last one, lifting high up onto the toes, and gently lower the heels towards the ground, drop the knees, child's pose. Staying active, walking those fingertips a little further away from you, tailbone reaches back. Inhale, lift yourself back up, drop the elbows back down. We got one more dolphin pose, then we're moving on. So you can take that quick measure if you want to, plant the palms or interlace the hands. We're pressing down into the mat with the arms, tuck the toes, lift the knees, find your dolphin pose. So again, staying strong, pushing the ground away with the arms, feeling the belly gently pull in, the tailbone reach up. You can come up high up onto the heels, or maybe the toes walk in just a little bit closer towards your elbows, and you work it from there. So the inhale lifts the heels, shifts your weight forward, tailbone lifts. Exhale, heels drop. Inhale, lift it high. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the heels high. Exhale, heels lower. Drop the knees. And we're going to leave the hips high up over the knees and walk the arms forward for our puppy dog pose. You can tent into the fingertips, lifting the palms, the forearms up off the ground, giving yourself a little bit more room to drop in, but letting the heart, the head grow heavy towards the ground as you breathe. And then And gently walk the hands back in towards you, finding your tabletop. We're stepping the feet back. Find your plank. Pike it up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg behind you. Exhale, step that foot up in between the hands. We're finding our lunge. You can drop the back knee down for low lunge if you want to, or just sweep the arms up, crescent lunge. Stabilizing through the hips. So feel that right hip pull back, left hip forward until they're square, and then feel like you're pressing the two sides of the pelvis together, pulling it in to midline. And with everything hugging in midline, pull that energy up through the spine. Back thigh reaches up towards the sky, back heel presses down. And still holding it in through the hips, allow the hips to shift forward and down. Sweep the arms up, crescent lunge. Feeling your tailbone grow heavy, your lower ribs hugging you in, keeping that core strong. And we're going to hop that back foot in just a little bit closer, turn the heel down at a 45-degree angle. So now we're in our warrior one. But we're still stabilizing through the hips, pressing the feet down and apart. We're going to open the arms up to a T. And we're going to bring the right arm underneath the left, stacking at the elbows, bend the elbows, and we're going to find a bind. So hands can come to the shoulders, backs of the hands can come together, or you find that full eagle bind, whichever one feels best in the shoulders today. And then feel the elbows start to press away from you and lift them up to shoulder height. Staying grounded down through the feet and breathing into that space in between the shoulder blades. Maybe that tailbone grows a little heavier and the fingertips start to reach up towards the sky as the gaze turns up, finding a little bit of a back bend, only going where it feels good for you today. And bringing it back to center, release the arms back up, straighten the back knee. We're going to turn the toes to the long edge of the mat. Hands come behind you. Bring the hands into a fist. As you inhale, drop the fist down, reach the heart up. And as you exhale, hinge it forward. Wide-legged forward fold. You can separate you can separate the feet a little bit more if that feels good for you. And maybe the fist starts to lift away from the hips, opening into the shoulders. Again, only going where it feels good for you. But with every exhale, allowing your upper body to grow a little heavier, a little softer, really releasing that neck. And then grounding down through the feet, especially those heels, as you feel the tailbone reach up towards the sky, getting a little extra length along the back of the legs. We're going to release the hands, bringing them down. We're going to turn the left toes to face the back corner of the mat and just shift our weight back towards the end of the mat. So bending into that left knee. If you want to find your full side lunge, you can do that. Otherwise, just keeping the hands planted, rooting down through that whole foot. Feel the tailbone reach back and create length through the spine as the hips soften down towards the left heel, and breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, walk the hands back to center and all the way to the top of the mat, framing that front foot. We're finding that lunge again. Plant the hands, step the front foot back, flow it through your vinyasa, or pike the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Next, inhale, lifts the left leg behind you. Exhale, steps that foot up in between the hands. Back knee can drop down for the lunge part if you want it to be a low lunge. Otherwise, just sweeping the arms up. Finding your crescent lunge, stabilizing, aiming the hips forward, hugging them in, sending the energy up through the spine. And then with that energy, dropping the hips forward and down. Feel that back thigh reach up towards the sky, engaging that back leg, pushing energy out through the heel, arms reach up. Lower ribs are hugging you in. They can have a tendency here to splay open. We want to hug them in, keeping that core engaged. And then we're going to turn that back heel down, popping it in just a little bit closer for our warrior one. Still pressing the feet down, especially down through the heels. Push the heels down into the mat and energetically pushing apart, hugging the hips in. Open the arms up, left under right this time, crossing at the elbows. Bend the elbows, find where your bind is going to be for this side, and then feel the elbows push away from you and lift slightly. Feeling that separation in the shoulder blades, breathing into it. And then staying here, or starting to turn the gaze up towards the sky as the fingertips reach up and back. Bring it back to center. Release the arms up. Straighten the front knee. Turn the toes to the long edge of your mat. Interlace the hands behind you. Find that fist. Notice which thumb is on top, and then switch it out so you got the opposite thumb on top. Inhale, reach the heart up. Exhale as you hinge it forward, wide-legged, forward fold. And the fist can start to lift away from the hips if that feels good. Using the exhales to soften into the upper body and grounding down through the heels, feeling the tailbone reach up towards the sky, finding that length along the back of the leg, noticing and feeling in to the tension, the tightness, and breathing into it. Release the hands. Starting to walk them towards the back foot. Reaim those toes to the back corner. Bend into the knee. And again, if you want to find that full lunge, side lunge, you can do that. Otherwise, we're just sinking the hips a little bit down. Feel like you're pressing your left hip towards the right heel. Find that diagonal connection and flatten out the spine. As you exhale, walk the hands back through center and all the way up to the top of your mat, finding your lunge where you can step it back and once more flow it through or go straight to your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg behind you. Exhale, step that foot up in between the hands. We're turning the back heel down 90 degrees. Feel like you're lifting your belly up and in and press down to the feet so you can float the hands because we're using the core strength to cartwheel our way up to our warrior two, not the momentum, just swinging ourselves up here. Rooting down through the feet. Feel that front knee press back, opening into that hip. Flip the front palm, take a deep inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, open it back up, warrior two. As you exhale, front forearm onto that front thigh, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior, back hand onto the back leg. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two, straighten the front knee. Reverse your triangle, push down through that front heel, reach up and over with the top fingertips. Inhale, not warrior two, open the arms to a T. Exhale, reach the front fingertips forward and then lower it down right below that front knee. Back arm reaches up and open. Again, feel that broadness into the chest, opening up, feeling the shoulders soften onto the back, keeping the top hand right above that top shoulder. Inhale, lift it up, bend back into the front knee. Next inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel it down, frame the front foot, find that lunge. We're planting into the left hand, right arm reaches up and open, twist. Exhale, plant the hand, step the feet back, flow it through, or straight to your downward facing dog. Next, inhale, lifts the left leg behind you. Exhale, step that foot up in between the hands. Back heel turns down. Feel like you're pulling the belly in, float the hands. Slowly, with control, pressing the feet down and apart, and find that warrior two. And softening into the hips, hugging the belly in. And then take an inhale to prepare as you flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. One more. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two, straighten the front knee. Exhale, reverse your triangle, pressing down through that front heel. Inhale, open it up to a T. Exhale, reach it forward. Front hand right below the front knee. Back arm reaches up and open, broadening into the chest, hugging the belly in, shoulders soften onto the back. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel it down. Find that lunge, plant the right hand, left arm reaches up and open, finding that twist. Exhale, plant the hand down, step it back, flow it through, or downward facing dog. Noticing back into that breath. Slowing it down, smoothing it out. And then drop the knees. Find that tabletop. And we'll swing the legs around in front of us, finding our way onto our seat. You can pull the glutes out from underneath you so you can really feel down in to the hip bones, into the sit bones, rooting down, growing tall. We're going to bring the fingertips out beside us, tenting into the fingers, so just the fingertips are pressing down into the earth. Feel the toes pull in towards you, the heels press away, shoulders soften onto your back, and start to press down through the fingertips, growing long through the spine. Feeling that engagement through the whole body. Pull the toes in a little bit closer, push the heels a little further away, pressing yourself down like you can lift your body up with the fingertips. Touch the crown of the head to the ceiling. And exhale, soften. Again, re-engage the feet, so you're pulling the toes in. Inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, reach the fingertips towards the top of your mat. The heart reaches towards the top of your mat. Keeping yourself floating up, toes pulling in, heels pushing away. Feel here, notice here into the backs of the legs, into that stretch. And then just let the arms soften down next to the legs. And the upper body grows heavy and soft, keeping the legs engaged, so keeping the feet flexed. So you control the intensity here. The more the heels push away from you, the more the toes energetically pull in towards you, the more intense it's going to be on the backs of the legs. Also, the heavier and softer you allow the upper body to become, the more gravity is able to pull the upper body closer to the legs. So breathing, really breathing in deep into that belly. Feel that inflation. And as you exhale, gently pull the belly button in towards the spine, scooping the belly out, giving yourself a little bit more space to soften down. Inhale, breathing into the belly. Exhale, softening. Three more slow, deep breaths. And then slowly walking yourself back up. We're going to draw the knees in. Allow the knees to fall away from each other so the soles of the feet can come together. You can play with the distance that your heels are to your hips. So maybe it feels better to scoot the feet further away. Maybe it feels better to scoot them in closer towards you. But you have the option here of having the hands on the legs. The elbows can come in towards the knees, and we're not trying to slam the knees down. We're just allowing the upper body to grow soft and heavy, again, leaning it forward. Or the hands can come behind you. You can tense into the fingertips and lift the heart up towards the sky as the knees grow heavy, falling apart from each other. Get the little extra bonus of a chest stretch in here if that feels good to you. So finding which one feels best. And we're going to find 5 slow, deep breaths. And then gently lifting yourself back up, use the hands to draw the knees back in towards each other. Separate the feet, hands come behind you, and the knees fall side to side. Swaying it out, softening into the hips. Then bringing the feet back to center and scoot yourself forward on your mat if you're like me, down on the end. Hands come behind the knees and you're gently rolling yourself down, drawing the knees in, gentle rock side to side, massaging the spine into the mat. And then we're going to keep the right knee hugged in, left leg extends out long. Take a deep inhale into the belly, exhale, soften that right knee in towards you. And then we're just going to open this right hip. So maybe finding a gentle rock side to side, first loosening up. And then the left hand can come on top of the left hip. We're just going to remind it to stay down. So as we guide the right knee open, only lowering the knee down as far as it wants to go today. We're not tilting the pelvis to the side. We're keeping that right hip down and just opening, softening into that right hip. Gently draw the knee back up to center. We're going to find a half happy baby. So reaching for the pinky toe side of the foot. The elbow comes to the inside of the knee. We're just anchoring that knee down towards the armpit. As the sole of the foot stays parallel to the sky, the knee is trying to bend at a 90-degree angle. If the hand doesn't want to catch hold of the foot, you can anchor from behind the knee. So just bringing the hand behind the knee and gently drawing the knee down from there, keeping the foot flexed. So whichever one feels best for you today. And then we're going to bend the left knee, planting the foot on the ground, and cross the right ankle over the thigh. You can use the right hand to press the right knee away from you, opening it up, but keeping that left foot flexed and making sure the right ankle crosses all the way over so that we're not resting the ankle on the leg. We're resting leg on leg, opening the hip up. If you want to draw that left thigh in towards you, you can do that. I like to draw the left leg in with the left hand and push the right away with the right hand. A little push and pull effect, but keeping the shoulders, the tailbone soft on the ground. Breathing into the hip stretch. So noticing in where the place of tension is for you. And breathing into it, softening. And then we're just going to gently lower the feet back down onto the mat. And we'll switch it out. So left knee hugs in, right leg extends out long. Take a deep inhale into the belly, and as you exhale, soften that left knee in towards you. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere it doesn't need to be held, like in the shoulders, or in the face, allowing those areas to soften as you breathe. And again, we're going to open into this left hip. So the right hand can come on top of the right hip, just reminding it to stay down. You can find a gentle little rock side to side with that knee first, loosening it up. And then when you're ready, opening it to the side. Again, knee only lowers as far as it's ready to go today. Breathing into it. And as you lay here in these little still moments, notice if those thoughts of what you could be doing right now start popping into your mind, like the to-do list. Just reminding yourself why you're here, maybe returning back to your intention. You can draw that knee back in and find that half happy baby, reaching for the pinky toe side of the foot. Elbow comes to the inside of the knee. You can anchor from there, or again, you can reach for behind the knee and anchor from there. Shoulders stay soft. Or if you're using my mantra today for your intention, then just reminding yourself, nope, I am here. And this is where I'm supposed to be for right now. Returning back to that breath. Right knee bends, the foot plants. And we guide the left ankle across the thigh. Left hand can gently press that knee away, flexing the left foot, making sure the ankle pokes out on the other side. And again, if you want to scoop that right thigh in towards you, you can do that. Trying to keep the shoulders soft, keeping the tailbone soft. And breathing into the tight places. And gently lowering the feet back down. Separating the feet out on the mat. Hands can open up at a T, or just allowing the knees to fall to one side and then the other. Just a gentle rock side to side. If you want to get the neck involved, you can start turning the gaze towards the opposite side the knees are on. Just finding a few more. And gently bringing the feet back up. And palms can plant down beside you. Extending the legs out long on the mat. And finding your way to your Shavasana, letting yourself get comfortable here. So allowing the arms to fall wherever it feels good, softening into the shoulders. And again, noticing those sounds, the sensations on the skin, the smells, any of those tastes. The light or the colors filtering in through the eyelids. Noticing the breath. And slowing the breath down, smoothing it out. As you soften in, growing heavy into the mat. Not worrying about the time, I'll guide you out of it in about 5 minutes. If you feel you need longer, you can always pause the video here and take as long as you need. But as you rest here in stillness, really giving yourself this time to rest, to allow the body to release, to relax, allowing your awareness to drift away. Gently draw your awareness back to your breath. Drawing in energy with the inhales and finding little movements through the fingers and the toes. And reaching the arms up overhead, finding a full body stretch. And when you're ready, being very gentle with yourself, finding your way to a seated position, taking as much time as you need to get there. Coming back to that place of grounding down through the hips, finding length up through the spine, and bringing the hands together at heart center. And taking this moment to cultivate a feeling of gratitude. Gratitude for your practice, for every movement found in the body and every breath that guided you through. Sending out a little gratitude towards someone or something in your life. And always returning gratitude back to yourself. And I wish to express my own gratitude to you for allowing me to guide you through this practice. Till we meet on our mats again, namaste.